Let's see Hallow by Rhombus. Interesting visuals. I like this and what I'm seeing so far. I just like when I slow down and look at these, I'm like, that looks cool. It's like a weird custom. Oh. They say it's like a weird custom roller grinder thing, but it's actually a you need to jump here obstacle. It's forcing you to jump to make the gap. Oh, what the fuck? What are. Oh. These are cool, but it's so hard to understand what I'm looking at. I'm like, how are those moving? Where do I go to dodge it? I think those need, like, yeah, we have the central black point, but it's like, it blends in so much. I think we need like a contrast, like center point, like just like a dot of light on the middle of those or something, so we can actually parse more that the whole obstacle is moving back and forth. And where it's centered at, because of like the oblong, like weird prongs sticking out. I think just something to denote the center more clearly would help those. Cause yeah, they just kind of blend in there. They're a little hard for me to read, more than I'd like. They're cool. I like them aesthetically, but I don't like them as an actual hazard, gameplay-wise. I don't like the way they feel. Trying to navigate around them. Like, it can definitely be done, but getting used to them is weird. I think just adding a little something to them to make it more clear would go a long way. I do really like the general aesthetics of this, though. Oh, is this really the end? Oh, no. That was too short. I really like this, but I want it to be longer. I mean, I guess you can say that's generally a good sign, but it's like, this actually felt too short. Like, just in general. Like, how? Okay. How long does it actually take to run through this in a moderately clean go? Maybe it felt shorter because I was spending so much time admiring all the decorations and props. It's all the use of the light rays and stuff. Like, it's nice. I like it. Oops. Oh, I started all the way back here. Ugh. Yeah, I'm getting used to being able to read those, but it's like I really have to focus on looking at the middle of them to do it. Like, I know they're functional, they're basically stylized saw blades, but it's like they're so much more difficult and awkward to read visually. I'm not sure why I got distracted and didn't real recognize that jump coming. I guess I was looking at the ring and stuff. I was trying to take that in. It's like there's some nice lighting and contrast in a lot of these. I really think the saw blade replacement things could use something a little more. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not unreasonably short, but I'm like, I feel like I expect something a little bit more from it, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm like, this is so cool. I want to see this do crazier stuff. I don't know. I still think it's fine. Very, very unique visual track. That's fun. I like that. I think the track itself is just kind of like, it's not bad, but I feel like it's kind of, it's a little in between. I feel like calling it mediocre is an insult, but it's like kind of in that upper end of mediocre, or maybe just outside of it, where I'm like, I feel like this track could really just a little bit more would make it feel so much better. something a little bit extra on it. I don't. Oh, those for those weird ass prompt of the month words. You know what? All right, fair enough. Cause yeah, they're something all right. Okay, where are we? Abyss Realm. Okay. Abyss Realm holds secrets in the deep dark, and also be careful because this realm is also super dark. You don't say. When was this released? Hold up. I need to check something to set my expectations here, so hold on just a moment, please, if this will load. Okay. No, it was not uploaded on April 1st. I was like, I could almost see that with that basic description. Okay. Alright. Those seem to be an Accelerator's track, so the realm name is actually relevant. I was almost kind of wondering if it wasn't, but then we start off here and I'm like, okay, it is! Okay, I do have jump, do not have wings. Fair enough. Alright, you know it's dark, but it's not unreadable. So that's a... oh. Wait, how was I supposed to get around that? Do I need... oh. I saw the purple stuff in the distance, thought it was a roadway I was going to end up on, going up like this. Can't jump. Yeah. That's a little weird having the ring off the track like that. For this darkness themed, you know, this isn't actually too bad. This feels reasonable, pretty reasonable play. That's a good positive in its favor so far. Okay, this is... wait, what? What's happening to my car? Why am I losing control? Hold up. Getting constant... I'm getting like constant boosts, but I can't turn very well once it starts. It's like, at first it's fine going straight, and then I hit the turn, and it's like all of a sudden I like can't... ooh, I cannot turn right again. Oh, what the hell? That doesn't feel good. Huh. I'm guessing it's supposed to be like wind or something with the speed zones? I don't know, but it doesn't... you look, I'm holding right, and it's like the whole way through there, and it's like I'm not getting any turn. I'm like, ugh. I feel like this is going for something thematically really cool, but it just like doesn't play good at all. Like, how am I... yeah, the tornado out there, but it's like, how do I navigate this? I go here, and as soon as I do, it's like I either drive off the road, or I go straight, and then I can't turn when the turn comes. Like, I have to be all the way on that frickin' wall, like, a mile in advance to be not run myself off the road. Like, that just doesn't feel good. And it needs something more than the tornado. There needs to be, like, wind particle effects going across the actual road to show that, hey, yeah, you're in a zone with the wind and it's going that way and stuff. Like, I can figure it out after a bit, but it doesn't feel intuitive or good. And it should also be toned down a bit. I don't like that I basically cannot turn to the right in that section. So it's like, if you're not already lined up well in advance, you're kind of screwed. That's what it feels like anyways. may not be entirely accurate, but it feels that way, and how a game feels to play is very important. But yeah, really, that tornado section is the only part I had an issue with. I thought the rest of it was perfectly fine. Pretty neat. It's a little bit basic, and honestly, it doesn't... Like, I think a lot of the other, like, Realm tracks, honestly, they get a lot of their value and some, like, points for, like, an interesting level off of their crazy... what's the word I'm thinking? Really expansive and varied environments. This one loses out a lot on that because of the darkness theme and the fact that you don't really see much going on. So that kind of makes the fairly basic driving sections feel that much more basic. Like you don't get the visual interest to kind of break it up for you. It's like you need the variety either in the gameplay or in the visuals. That can really help make things not all start getting boring and samey. I'm a little on the fence on this one. Let me play it again, actually. I don't mind playing this one again. So that's a good sign that I'm like, you know what? I have no real issue running through this again. How do I feel about this on the whole? Like, really the big thing bringing it down is right at the end. So I gotta see what I think about the earlier part of the track better. Keep that more fresh in mind. We also have one of the special power booster things. I'm pretty sure I saw this track out here before, and it just lights it up for me, which, you know what, that's fine, because it's so dark you can barely see it, so... I think that's honestly a reasonable way to do it. Okay, it just teleports me later into the track, I guess? It's alright, I suppose. It's not the most exciting kind of shortcut secret path for me, but it works. Section, I don't know where I'm going. Okay. I don't remember having that problem before. There are definitely times where things feel a little unclear. So I just got lucky and found this last time, did I? Or am I actually on a different road that just looks really similar because there's very little point of reference, and if you make it look similar, I feel like I'm in the same place. That might have been what happened. Feel like there's something I'm missing or not quite understanding about this track, but maybe not. I do like the boost rings, and the fact that they're 3D kind of helps make them easier to aim for from a distance. Though they look a little bit simplistic. Oh, and that path skips the tornado. Huh, okay. That definitely makes it a more pleasant driving experience. Still... I don't know. It's like, I feel like on paper when I look at everything, it's got enough there, but it's like, after driving through it, I'm like, it feels kind of bland. Huh. I feel like some of the disjointed track segments are enough that are gonna push me to say neutral rating or no rating, because I'm like, I don't feel like I can quite justify saying, yeah, I think this is a good track. I think it's close to that, though, but I don't think it's quite there. It's like there are pretty neat visuals and layout, but it's like they're so obscured, it's hard to really appreciate them, and it's like the gameplay is not that bad, but it's also, it's like, something about it is just not quite doing it for me. I feel like it's a few things keeping it down, and it's like, what it's doing all right, it's like, it's not quite doing it good enough. It's definitely not, like I said, yeah, neutral rating. It means it's definitely not bad. It's definitely not bad for me, but I'm like, I don't quite feel like I can call it good. well. Okay, so... Three reactor levels, huh? Alright. Let's... Excuse me, see what they are. Oh. Pipe leaks, radioactive baptism, and meltdown. Are these like a series that are supposed to go in order? X1, X2, and... Okay, they are. And this is the third one, so yeah, let's... Wait. Pipe leaks? No, pipe leaks is the first one. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I want to do these in order. Pipe leaks indeed. Into some pipes. I almost thought that was a portal. You know, driving through pipes is definitely more thematic in line with the theme of the level. Oh, okay. Glass / hologram. Does fire do? Okay. I had to know. I'm like, is this fire actually a hazard, or is it just cool particle effects? The answer is yeah, it's a hazard. It will explode you. I needed to know. Okay, we do have wings at least. And I botched that horribly. Alright, dodging some cool fire. This is feeling a little bit samey. It's cool, but if you keep making me do the same thing that looks very similar and is very similar in practice, I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I feel like I'm driving through the same section with minor variations over and over again. I have to play this once more, see what I think. Oh, it doesn't support metals? That's a shame. I feel like this has a really strong, like, theme and good basic visuals just in the start. Like, I dig what I'm seeing at the start, but I'm like, This is the thing I was saying about having some kind of variety in the visuals of the gameplay. It's like these major sections of driving through this and dodging the fire, they feel they're a little too much the same. Like, they're not copy and pasted, but it's like, both the visuals and what I'm doing are so close together that it almost feels like they're the same. And I'm like, that's a shame, because this is really cool. But it's not cool enough to make me feel like doing it 3 times in a row is a good level. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can give this one a thumbs up, which is a shame, because I want to because of how nice the visuals are and the cool, and I really like the theme, but I'm like, Playing through it, I'm like, it's not there. It needs, the sections either need to be a little more different, or there needs to be, like, a different section in between them, like something to break it up. Needs one more segment that's just different in the middle of that, instead of 3 last road dodging fire sections into pipe, into another one of those, into pipe, into another one of those. It feels too much like I'm on a repeating loop of that, which is it's not a terrible thing, but it's like, for me, I'm like, that definitely feels like it's holding it back. I don't like the way that feels. Oh, what was the second one? Radioactive Baptism. No wings. Oh wait, reactor facility about to blow! Now we're inside the reactor, presumably? You know, fair enough. I actually appreciate that they did the water sound muting thing right before you explode. It's kind of a nice touch. Not necessary at all. Could have just killed me and it would have been fine. Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna have to do a bit of grip flight, huh? Or actually probably just tilt boost, honestly. This is, yeah, that's funny. I always forget about some things like this because it's like it's such a basic technique. It's like, no, I'll just grip fly. Like, but the level's not actually requiring me to do anything that advanced yet. This feels like much more stock, standard distance gameplay, but there's more variety to it already than the previous section. So while it's not quite visually as exciting thematically, like it still works, like, don't get me wrong. But it just feels like a more interesting experience. Basically, the other level had a lot better initial novelty, but it wasn't enough to carry the lack of variety. And we got almost the same sort of transition. This is actually falling into a bit of the same trap, but it feels like there's enough different types of obstacles or different skills this is requiring me to use that it still does feel like a step up from the previous one in terms of how good it feels to play. Would I recommend? I feel like this is like super borderline, but I'm like, I guess I can say, yeah, I feel like this would be a good, like, relatively, not total beginner, but more novice level track. Like, actually, does this even have a difficulty rating? Advanced? I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm thinking more like average players that are playing the game regularly on the Discord and stuff are pretty high level, so yeah, I would say this is like this is good for players that are really still getting the hang of mechanics and stuff. This is a good track to kind of test that, get more comfortable, and it feels like a decent experience to me, so it's not going to be particularly great for high-end players, but I think it's enough there. Like I said, it's a step up from Pipe Leaks, and I feel like Pipe Leaks was almost there, so I'm like, yeah, I'll give it to that. Let's see Meltdown. Will Meltdown continue the trend of being slightly better than its predecessors? So we still have the consistent, like, those blast tube energy thing. Oh, what? Where am I going? I don't have wings. If I go up to this reactor core thing, will anything happen? I think I'm supposed to go around it, but not immediately clear. Oh, what the? Oh, this thing does not have highly accurate collisions. Which is, if this is actually the main path, that's kind of an issue. I know you can't necessarily do anything about that, but still, that's like, I'm not fond of that. Okay, so am I supposed to, like, slingshot around this thing and jump off at that other point? Like, what? What is the level wanting me to do? I feel like that's where I want to get to. It's just kind of awkward to do it and feels like a major step up from the previous ones if this actually is a series. Either that or there's just something I'm missing and doing totally wrong. If so, I feel like this level's already suffering from a lack of clarity and signposting, like actually indicating what I am being expected to do or where to go. And I am stuck on weird collision boxes. Oh, God. Freaking judging this is so weird because there's a bit of text at the beginning about... Okay, hold on. There's text at the beginning about collecting 3... Oh. Collect all 3 orbs to unlock the core. Okay, alright. You know what, that's on me because that is actually... Right, I guess there's that corner of the X3 sign is actually blocking it a little bit, so... okay, I was too busy looking at the environment overall, so yeah, that's my bad. That one's definitely on me. That's not the level's fault. So this is more of a puzzle level, huh? It's still weird and confusing, because it's like... This doesn't feel like I should be driving on this thing the way the collision boxes are working. And getting to this is very awkward. Maybe that's the point, but... oh, okay. I was like, oh, is it not gonna... Is it really just gonna be on the 3 podiums in a random order, and I just have to go around the... Not a random order, but it's like... I have to go back to the one that's on the far side? Ugh. If that's actually how it's gonna be, like, make them in the order where I can just go 1, 2, 3 around this thing and not have to drive around the whole damn thing every time. Come on. Okay, there we go. Triggered. Can I make this? Okay, I can. It's so weird to get up this because of the way the moving physics work, and then this thing's collision boxes are not super accurate at this scale. It feels really funky. I know that's not something you can definitely do much about, and gosh darn it. I hope that... Okay, good. It's still annoying to have to go... but, I mean, third one dying when you start from the beginning, I'll accept that, having to go a long way around to get back to it. Like, this level feels kind of janky in a way that I don't really like. Like, sometimes it's kind of acceptable, but it's like, if this is literally the entire level, I'm like, not a big fan of that, and then I fall through the edge of it because weird, inaccurate collision meshes. No. Please, no. Why am I still here? Kind of like the idea of this level. I think the execution leaves... why can't I even get off this thing? God, it's so weird to navigate and drive on this thing. I cannot express that enough. Like, it really throws off my perception of where I am and how fast I'm going. I honestly thought I was closer to that thing when I jumped off. And in reality, I was absolutely nowhere near it. Please let me be done with this. Did I collect it? Okay. And now, to get to the reactor, I what? Just have to rip fly into it? Sure, I guess with all the other shit you've made me do, I guess if I made it this far, I should be able to get up here. What am I trying to do? Where am I going? Oh god, camera, please stop. I'm trying to drive up into this thing, but I don't know. Oh. Did I just explode it? Yes. Is this the exit? Yeah, I don't know if this is where I came from or not. Like, is this new? So, reactor is busted. What now? Oh, that's still the same. Times 0. loading it should have finished, so did I just, like, miss the trigger box for it? Hold up, let me, go fly into this thing. Uh-oh. If I can even make it. Take me with you. Okay, yeah. I broke it without hitting the finish zone trigger. Yeah, this leaves a lot to be desired in my book. Thematically, it's neat. It's not nearly neat enough, and it's got so many mechanical issues. I'm like, I will say it gets points for being part of a series like the finale, like. And it's not just doing the same thing. It's not just, oh, drive through and then you win or something. Like, it's cool that it's trying something different here, but it's not executed nearly as well as it really needs to be. Like, I want a little more, like, decently drivable surfaces in my levels, personally. And I think it's... I think part of the other problem is it's not that there isn't place for like puzzle levels like this where it's like, oh yeah, there isn't really a surface. You're just try to figure out how to get to place to do the thing and collect this stuff and cool shit happens. But it's so different because the other two were just like, yeah, this is just a level. There's some hazards. You get to the end, you win. And it's like, okay, you arrived here. Now it adds something, an entirely different experience and way out of line with the skills it's required of you. It's like, what is that? Advanced? Like, expert? This is, okay, I mean, expert might not be wrong for this, but it's like all of a sudden you need like decent air control and grip flight techniques, and the other ones are like, no, you just need very, very basic thing to get through it. I'm like, yeah. Again, cool idea, I just don't think it worked. So... is that all the new stuff? I think it is. Alright.